Okay, so what actually happens when AI can read the market better than we do? It's a question that is literally rewriting the rules of the entire financial world right before our eyes. For decades, human intuition and these massive, incredibly complex spreadsheets, they basically ruled Wall Street. But now, we've got a totally new kind of intelligence on the block. It's analyzing the tape, reading between the lines, and doing it all at absolute lightning speed.
Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're unpacking something absolutely massive: large language models in finance, and this huge industry-wide shift toward intelligent finance. Look, the financial sector is stepping into a totally new era. We're talking about a reality where artificial intelligence isn't just some cool, fringe tech that a few experimental labs are playing with anymore. No, it's become a strict competitive necessity. From the oldest legacy institutions to the scrappiest fintech disruptors, if you aren't integrating these tools right now, you're already falling behind.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here's our roadmap for today. First, we'll look at the new AI imperative. 2. Decoding market sentiment. 3. Guarding the financial gates. 4. Beyond basic NLP. And finally, number 5, the human AI future.
Let's kick things off with Chapter 1, the new AI imperative, why this is an absolute competitive necessity.
So, across the entire sector, and I mean everywhere, from traditional old-school banks to super agile fintech startups, organizations are essentially being forced to adapt. We're rapidly moving away from traditional analysis. You know the drill: slow, manual crunching of limited, highly structured data by literal armies of analysts just staring at spreadsheets all day. Enter the LLM paradigm. Financial AI is quickly evolving into this highly intelligent decision support system that can scale up and synthesize vast amounts of both structured and unstructured data. Think about it. An LLM can ingest thousands of pages of text, news articles, and dense earnings transcripts in seconds and actually make sense of it all on the spot.
And we're seeing massive adoption across the key pillars of finance, which is backed up by recent industry surveys highlighted in Science Direct. We're talking market forecasting and analytics, portfolio management, quantitative trading, financial reporting automation, and intelligent customer service. This isn't just some minor back-office upgrade, folks. AI is literally out there generating complex trading strategies right alongside automating those incredibly tedious compliance reports. It's handling the whole shebang.
Moving on to Chapter 2, Decoding Market Sentiment. Let's talk about generating alpha.
So far, we've covered the broad applications, but let's pivot and look at the more offensive capabilities of LLMs. Science Direct research lays out exactly how AI executes this in 4 clear steps. Step 1, ingesting massive amounts of corporate disclosures basically instantly. Step 2 is analyzing complex market narratives, so actually understanding the deep context behind the market chatter. Step 3 is where it gets really cool, extracting nuanced sentiment insights. Like, say a CEO is quietly sounding a bit hesitant about supply chain issues during an earnings call, well, the AI picks up on that exact tone. And finally, Step 4, predicting returns based on that synthesized insight. It's absolutely a game changer for quantitative investment.
All right, Chapter 3, Guarding the Financial Gates. This is all about risk and compliance.
Now, AI isn't only playing offense, it's completely revolutionizing the defensive side of finance too, and this brilliantly illustrates the shift. Traditionally, we relied heavily on rule-based, legacy systems for fraud, rigid static rules for risk, and frankly, tedious manual checks for compliance. The old if X happens, flag Y approach. But let's be real, the modern financial world is way too complex for static rules. The LLM approach tosses out those rigid parameters and brings in predictive AI, dynamic pattern recognition, and autonomous agents. By intelligently analyzing these massive datasets, AI can spot super subtle anomalies that a human compliance team would, quite honestly, completely miss. It's proactive, dynamic protection in real time.
Let's jump into Chapter 4, Beyond Basic NLP. We're looking at the absolute cutting edge here.
Recent research out of SSRN shows us that the cutting edge of AI development is blowing right past those standard chatbots we're all used to. And we can trace this evolution across a highly compressed timeline. I mean, think about it. Back in the 2010s, we basically just had simple automation and basic execution algorithms. Then, from 2020 to 2023, we saw the rise of basic NLP, things like text summarization. But right now, in 2024 and 2025, institutions are fully embracing multimodal AI, which processes text, audio, and visual data all at the same time. And as we look to 2026 and beyond, we are hurtling straight into the era of autonomous agentic workflows.
So what exactly are agentic AI systems? Well, These are highly advanced systems designed to pull specific, real-time data and then autonomously execute really complex financial analysis and operational workflows. To put it in plain English, AI is shifting from just reading information and summarizing it for us to actually doing the work. It acts as an autonomous agent that can go out, fetch live market data, run a complex quantitative risk assessment, and literally prep the final compliance report entirely on its own. Pretty wild, right?
Which brings us to our final section, Chapter 5, the Human AI Future. It's all about achieving synergy.
As these systems become more and more autonomous, we have to take a step back and deeply consider where the human professional actually fits into this rapidly changing landscape. The big takeaway here? The future of finance will belong to organizations that successfully combine human expertise with AI-driven intelligence. The goal isn't to just replace the human analyst or swap out the portfolio manager. Actually, scratch that. It's more like the ultimate competitive advantage is achieving synergy. It's about using large language models to unlock these incredibly deep insights so that human experts can step in and make those final, high-stakes strategic decisions with absolute confidence.
So all of this leaves us with one critical question. You really need to ask yourself, will your organization master this human-AI synergy, or will you be left behind, just analyzing the past? The transition to intelligent financial services isn't just coming, it is fully underway, and the choice of how to respond is entirely yours. Thank you so much for joining me to explore this fascinating shift in today's Explainer. I highly encourage you to go take a hard look at your own workflows and ask yourself where intelligent AI can take you next. Catch you next time.